Hello, hello, lovely viewers. Welcome once again to the maiden edition of the Daily Trend Talk Show. Here we give you edutainment, that's education and entertainment all at once. Don't forget you can get to us through Facebook, The Daily Trend at The Daily Trend TDT, and you can also get to us through YouTube, New World TV, The Daily Trend playlist. And you can also get to your phone, just get to Google Play Store, download the New World TV app, and we'll be here with you every Tuesdays, 8:15 a.m. and 4:15 p.m. and get the repeats too on Saturdays, 8:15 a.m. Before we dissect our topic for today, I'm in the person of Abdul Gafar Riaps, and I'll be your host. And with me here are two wonderful, intelligent ladies, and they are
Mami Ajo Morrison
and Radatichua Jan.
Yeah. And before getting to our topic, let's take a quick look at these pictures and describe them.
Okay, so from the first picture, we can see a group of gentlemen engaging in communal labor.
And from the second picture, we can see a group of people learning how to bake.
Yes, I hope this rings a bell as to what we are to discuss for today. And lo and behold, the topic for today is volunteerism and the need for youth entrepreneurship. Yes, volunteerism and the need for youth entrepreneurship. Like, when you hear volunteerism at all, what comes to mind in the first place?
Okay, so volunteerism is the act of an individual giving his time, his skills, and his energy to help an organization or the society at large.
Okay, so from what you're saying, you can see that volunteerism here has to do with a person going out to help the community and not necessarily having to call a group of people to join him or her to help the community.
Yes, that's very, very true. With this definition, we can say volunteerism can come in many forms. Let's take a look at this video shortly to describe on what we are to do here for today. So with the video, we can see a young man going out on his own just to help the community at large. Here with him trying to put the flower vase in a proper place, not as to wet the whole place for someone to get hurt.
And we can see him helping this old woman who is struggling to carry her trolley.
And then you can see that he's also freely feeding a dog.
Yes, all the time with that. Let's continue the discussion in studio now with what we are to do. So for us for today, we will limit our volunteerism here to you going out to the society, giving out willingly without expecting anything in return, just going out there. And just as we said, volunteerism comes in many forms. We have the individual form of volunteerism, where you just go out as yourself, as an individual, to help your community without expecting anything.
Okay, so this reminds me of an organization I know, the Go Girl Foundation. For them, they go to rural areas to distribute pads to young girls who don't have access to them. As we know, this becomes the group form of volunteerism.
Yes,
they require other volunteers to help them.
Yes. Just as its name suggests, it's a group thing.
Yes.
So you go out there as a group to give out the sanitary pads to others to help the community, just as a group, not on your own though.
Okay, and there's also the occasional volunteerism, and this has to do with when a natural disaster such as an earthquake occurs, and then the health sectors need more people to help them cater for those who are hurt, and then they gather these people and teach them how to give first aid.
They put them through workshops,
and then this makes their work easy and fast.
Okay, so then I can say voting is also an occasional thing because it's not done all the time. It's done every 4 years in Ghana. So yes, polling station officers, people. My mom, for instance, has volunteered to help in the voting process.
Yeah. Okay, so just as this name suggests, occasional, something that doesn't happen often, regularly. I can remember joining a particular volunteering activity where each week, at least once a week or once a month, I have to volunteer. And I have to say, it was quite good, but really, really stressful.
But it was beneficial in the end,
beneficial, sure. All right, but quite stressful. So I had to opt out and deal with the ones that come my way occasionally, not the regular one. I was engaged in the regular form of volunteering, and it was quite stressful. But you can't just get up one day and call yourself a volunteer. Definitely, as a volunteer, you should possess certain qualities that makes you different from other volunteers.
That's true.
And what comes to mind whenever I think of volunteerism is that you, the person going to volunteer, you should have respect for diversity.
That's right.
Very, very important, because as you are going with your group foundation, the Go Girls like this, if you don't respect other people that you go and meet there, how can you make the work a success?
Sure, because the organization that you are in, it's not possible that where you are from, everybody is from that place. Yes. So you have to learn to also be respect all these cultures, and this leads us to one other characteristic of a volunteer: you being flexible. You don't have to be rigid. If you've always been a follower and one time they tell you to become a leader, you don't have to say, "Oh, I've always been a follower, I can't be a leader." It's not possible.
To give others the opportunity to also have that
exactly.
position.
To also go out there, you should just be flexible at all. You should just be flexible. With that flexibility, there's no way you are going to be a volunteer. Today you are a leader, tomorrow you are a follower. Today you are trying carpentry, tomorrow you are learning how to sew.
Other things.
Yes, and with all of these two, with the flexibility and everything, you should have the spirit of teamwork within you.
That's true.
You cannot go and volunteer in a particular community without having the spirit of teamwork within you. It won't work at all.
And there's a saying that goes like, 2 heads are better than one.
Well, 2 better heads actually.
Okay,
it's very true. Actually, God, not just
any heads.
It has been improved, I see. All right.
That saying has been changed. Okay. 2 better heads are better than one. It's really, really true too. When we come together, we work on it. Really goes on well and works.
And then there's also reliability, and this has to do with the person being reliable. That is, when you are given a work to do, people can trust you to do it and not actually leave it and do something else.
Yes. Just imagine the Go Girls Foundation.
Okay.
They're distributing the sanitary pass. I know they gave the money to a particular.
Sure. Actually, she was my friend.
Just
she was
imagine
my friend.
She was not reliable. By now, they would have still been chasing her to bring the money back.
Meaning, you are committed to your organization. You are doing what you are expected to do. You are loyal to your organization. Yes. They trust in you that you will do the work. That is you being reliable as an individual.
Very true. And with all of these two, when we hear volunteerism, it means us having time to do something, us being ready to do something. But for me, immediately I hear we have a volunteering activity in my community, especially with communal labor, I'm just in awe. Because we are lazy in my community. The youth, they don't come out at all. They are very, very lazy in coming out to volunteer to do something.
My sister, there was one time a cleanup exercise was organized at our church. And I called her for us to go. She was like, because she was so focused on her phone and she was watching a movie.
But then she didn't want to go. It's laziness because she could have done something equally.
She was aware.
And she needs time to relax, and she's using that moment to
She was aware.
She has been informed that previously,
of course,
that the cleanup exercise would come on.
She's just feeling reluctant to go.
But then she's tired and she needs something to relax herself.
But it's not like you are going to lift heavy loads in the church. You are just going to sweep or get some chairs
cleaning.
Together, just cleaning.
It's not something stressful. Yes. And also, I think parents is also one of the problems.
Because it's true. Because some parents are very strict and then they don't allow their kids to go out, and so that could also be a factor.
If you say parent being strict, that one I actually don't totally agree with you when it comes to volunteering, because I can't imagine my mother telling me that I have a volunteering activity to do, and my mom will be like, I will not let you go because
they have their reasons for not allowing the kids to go out.
No, but it's not, then the problem here is the child. I mean, you may
if you are saying that the problem here is the child, meaning the child is not a child who would have to think about something good as volunteering.
Well, we say the child is not reliable, the child is not trustworthy.
but sometimes I think it's the parents' fault, because sometimes the costs that come with going for these volunteer programs are high. Looking at sometimes where these volunteer programs are being organized and where they are living, looking at the transportation costs, meaning if it's a 1 week thing, the parents has to cover for all the
times are hard now. Times are very hard.
With that one, I'll side with you. Due to financial constraints on the parents, they will not be able to provide all the time for the child.
And besides, the child's safety is also at stake, because the child is going alone. Who knows? Anything can happen to the child.
Yes, so that's very, very true. With all of these problems that hinder us from volunteering, we have solutions to them. We just have to try and come out and find better things to do with them. And supposing with the laziness like this, I think we can educate our youth on the importance of volunteerism. It will really help to curve us into being volunteers and to help our community more. if we educate.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, because sometimes not everybody has access to internet.
Yes,
so
that's very true.
They have to sometimes go into rural areas to create awareness for them to know that there is a volunteer program going on here.
Yeah, that's really
and these leaders can also take bear the transportation costs that come with the volunteer program,
to clear the financial constraints.
To clear the financial constraints that are always carried by the parents.
Yes, and they also need to provide incentives
for them,
such as bringing out buses to carry the child from the volunteering act place to their homes to and fro and all that.
I know of some volunteering organizations such as the UN. They provide stipends for the people who volunteer. The volunteers, they come, they take care of their accommodation, their feeding and everything. This actually helps a lot with the financial constraints on the parent.
Sure.
And it's really, really important, just as we said, we educate our youth on the importance of volunteerism. The importance of it's really, really important for us to educate ourselves. What's really, first of all, important with volunteering is that it really helps us to discover our professional potentials, our professional skills. It helps us to really develop them in the long run to help us go forward.
Yeah, because it's true. Because, for instance, I know of one girl who joined a volunteer program. So through that, she didn't know that she was very good at drawing. It was so more times they used to do artwork to advertise their volunteer program. So there she realized that she has that talent of drawing.
Yes, that's it. And it also leads to self-awareness, because she didn't know that she knows how to draw. And then through the volunteering act, she got to know that indeed I can do something like this. So there's a need to go out with it and then show people what I can do.
With the self-awareness service, it can actually help to improve your own mental health, well-being. Imagine the video we just watched. This man has been helping people morning, afternoon, every day. Although he doesn't get anything in return, but people appreciate him.
So from that, I can say that it has helped the community
to grow,
develop. Because, for instance, if there is a communal labor being organized and it's a cleanup exercise, this is going to help evict some disease like cholera and diarrhea. You get it? So it's going to help develop the community. Yes, so I think it's very, very, very
and it brings about unity in the community.
Sure.
As long as the youth, we are ready to come out and help our community develop. We work hand in hand. We work together. So it will help to expand our own selves, let the community grow and become really, really big at large. And on this note, I would like to make it clear that there are a lot of agencies that take volunteers. We can talk of the United Nations. They take volunteers, train them to give out back to the society.
Well, this conversation is getting very informative, but before we delve more, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
เขาจะได้อะไรถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวันเขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลยไม่ได้รวยขึ้นไม่ได้ออกทีวีไม่มีใครรู้จักไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น ราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
Viewers, this is the Daily Trend Talk Show, and before we went on a break, we were talking on volunteerism. And before we move on to the other aspects of the topic, which is the need for youth entrepreneurship, yes, you were talking something on the importance of volunteerism.
Yeah, it is important we really give out to the society, because they said it will help us discover ourselves. That's and all that. True. But now moving on to the youth entrepreneurship, the need for youth entrepreneurship. So as to say, the importance, the reasons why we the youth we should engage in entrepreneurship. I remember reading an article last week, and it told me from data from the Institute of Research, Statistics and Social Research from the University of Ghana, Legon. It came out that out of the 100% of candidates that graduate every year, only 10% get to be employed. Can you imagine? Out of 100.
So what are the 90% doing?
Yes.
I mean, what was the use of going to the university for 4 years? You're just wasting your time.
Yes. Come out there, you don't have anything to. So that 90%, if they don't think of youth entrepreneurship, what then will they think of? That's when we say youth entrepreneurship is when creative and innovative ideas are turned into enterprises initiated and managed by the youth, the young people, just to get rid of socioeconomic problems such as poverty.
Okay, that's
true. Yeah,
and
it's
also,
very true.
I know of one lady who had only milk flour on herself, and instead of using that milk flour, she used that milk flour to buy a half crate of eggs, and then through that she started selling it. Until now, she has other items that she's also selling, and she's making money out of it. She's actually getting rich.
But in this case, is this young woman an entrepreneur? She's a businesswoman. Because I think there is a fine line between the two. Yes, for me, a business person is an individual who establishes his or her own business from an existing business idea. Yeah, but an entrepreneur is someone who establishes his own exclusive idea into a new venture. Yes, so
with the definition, he said it. So
this makes this young woman a business person.
Your friend here is a businesswoman, not an
businesswoman.
Yeah, for the entrepreneur, I have a friend of mine. She's in charge of kosher products, kosher organic products. Actually, they produce carrot oil, coconut oil, shea butter, and they are munching black soup. Just to cater, take care of the skin.
That's
everything done
nice.
by her. She gets the coconut, refines it, turns into these products, and now she's selling. And we also know of other renowned entrepreneurs in Africa.
Of course, I know of one, Miss Esther Oklo in Ghana. She's in charge. She's the founder of the Nkulenu Foods. Yes, and she refines palm nuts into a canned form. It makes it so easy to use, because looking at the stress you have to go through to prepare palm nuts. Yes, it's very stressful.
Just imagine palm nuts, getting the palm nut kernels, and oh my! By the time you finish, you are just
you will not even be able to take the food.
Yes, innovative, new. She brings it out. People are buying, and she's also having.
Now she's making money, a lot of money.
And then we also have Dr. Pakwesi Ndume. He's a Ghanaian politician, and then he brought about business ideas such as the GN Bank, and then the Coconut Grove Hotels, and other business ideas.
I've actually heard of him.
Yes.
He has also done a lot. But yes, still, all of these entrepreneurs that we know now, they didn't just come out and they were entrepreneurs. Rome wasn't built in a day. So was entrepreneurs not built in a day. They face a lot of challenges, and we face a lot too. But when it comes to challenges with being an entrepreneur, what comes to mind most is lack of creativity. For me, that's the major point. Because if you lack, the definition itself says creative and innovative ideas. So if you lack creativity, how then can you initiate an enterprise?
Is everyone born to be creative?
Well, no,
it's creativity
innate. I think everyone is creative in his or an own way, but just that it's very little, and then they don't have the means to bring out the creativity to make it big.
Yes. I think not everyone is born creative. Yes, you can learn to be creative, of course. You can learn to be creative. Not everyone has that natural creativity within him or her.
Yes, that's really, really true. You can go out there and
learn to be creative. I also think the major problem is not real lacking innovation, but lack of capital.
That's
okay. Because right now you are innovative. You don't have the money.
But still, you have to be innovative before you think.
You are
about
innovative when there is no money. So lack of capital is a very, very big problem that is facing this youth of today.
It's also really important. Sure. At the end of the day, you are creative. Your idea is out. It's out. How do you get the money to start?
There is no money. So it's a very, very a big problem that is facing the youth of today.
And that is also the fear of failure. That leads to the fear of failure, because others are afraid that when they come out with their creative ideas, people are not going to patronize it or invest in them, and so they don't profit from it. And then even the last money that they had to make the business,
they wouldn't go ahead to do it because they are afraid of just losing. Imagine giving your all to this business idea, and at the end of the day, people don't buy.
It's going to be very hard.
You are on your own. What are you going to do about it?
It's going to be so.
For me, I wouldn't take that risk.
No, You have to come out of your shell and try something new. Actually, and it's also really, really important that at the end of the day, we find solutions to these challenges that comes our way into being entrepreneurs. With the financial problems you talked about, I think the government can step in and help the youth a lot. Providing micro loans and grants. These loans may exist already.
Because loans already exist, but the problem is they come with huge interest.
Yes.
Now, for me, instance, I'm very scared to go for a loan because at the end of the day, now I have to be paying back with huge interest. So I think if there are micro loans with less interest, these youth will be encouraged to go come out and borrow money and start an enterprise.
And with the fear, I think there's a need to motivate them, especially their parents need to motivate them, because it is with them that they're in the house with, and then they also believe whatever that their parents say.
That's really, really true. We have to motivate them. You need support in order to start your business. So, and if you don't have the support, you'll be afraid of failing. If you, as you said, that you will not give your all into this business, if I were to be there and tell you that, oh, go ahead, I would buy for you, I will sell it out for you, you would definitely not be afraid.
They'll be encouraged to come out without fear. Of course.
Give more and all that. And also, it's important that we become equipped with the business world. We have knowledge of the entrepreneurial world. We can't say that we want to be entrepreneurs without having any knowledge at all. So what it takes to be an entrepreneur, what it takes to just exist in the business world itself. Because
you not knowing anything about the business world, meaning you lack leadership skills and managerial skills. So I think if they have mentors and they go through entrepreneurial training, they'll be equipped with these leadership skills and managerial skills.
Bringing such personnels in schools, because most of the things taught are done in the classroom. And if they don't have the experience, those who are already in the field to come and teach them and
mentor them, how do they then go on?
That's true.
That's really, really important. And now getting to the reasons why there is a need for we the youth to engage in entrepreneurship. It is really, really important to engage in entrepreneurship. For me, what actually pops out a lot is that if we the youth, we engage in youth entrepreneurship, we can create jobs for other people. Imagine that 90% of people, the graduates that are left, if just one person comes out and initiates a business idea, the rest, most of them
it's true. And I think if this is done, it's going to curb some social vices in their community, such as armed robbery in the society. Because right now these people are idle and they don't have anything to do. But if these jobs are created for them to involve themselves in, there will
but then you know there are others who wouldn't even go into entrepreneurship because it's just the stealing that they want to do because they're just so lazy and they don't want to do.
But I'm sure majority will. Yes,
there is
sure.
the saying that an idle brain is the devil's workshop. Yes. So if you are there with nothing to do, you become the devil's workshop.
And I'm sure if they are involved in working, it's going to increase the economic growth of the country.
Yes,
because right now, as the productivity increases, tax will be produced. For instance, this Miss Esther, who is in charge of the Nkuleni Foods, now she will be paying tax. This tax will be used to construct roads, which will benefit everybody in the society.
Build schools.
Sure.
And I'm sure by now she's exporting her product.
Sure.
As she's exporting, they will take taxes on them.
Of course.
And all these taxes, we use them to pay for the government workers. We use them to open more offices for other people. So if we engage in entrepreneurship, it will actually help to increase productivity and also expand the economic growth of our
equally
nation
helping
at large.
yourself and also helping the country as a whole.
Yes, very much. True. At the end of the day, you have to be independent.
Yes, that's very true. Because it's not like you're going to stay in your parents' house your whole life. You definitely get married, you have kids, and then you need to take care of them.
Marriage is for those that get married. Yes.
But if you get married or not, you still leave your parents' house. So you have to get an enterprise independent.
You have to feed yourself, and then also your parents are also going to grow old. They also can't take care of themselves. So you have to do that for them. You have to take care of them.
I know of a saying in our local language as the Tree dialect that men are share oma or sinfifi and you also show mama tutu. That basically means that I took care of you and your teeth grew. Now you have to take care of me too. All my teeth is out. All my teeth are out. You have to take care of me. So definitely you have to.
I also think you involving yourself in youth entrepreneurship is going to help you develop some skills. You're going to learn managerial skills. You're going to learn leadership skills because it is very, very important to be able to manage your business for it to become successful. Yes.
Yeah, that's really, really true. But my friend that I stated that she is in charge of co-share products, she started on her own. She will go and get the coconuts and everything. But as she proceeds, her skills will develop.
Of course.
She will learn new ways to incorporate flavor
to gain more profit.
Yes,
and even get more business ideas to
add up. So as she goes on, you develop yourself personally.
Sure.
And at the end of the day too, you become empowered because you are giving to the society. You feel you are actually doing something for yourself and the nation at large. So with her being in charge of kosher products, she can go and stand somewhere and also speak about it very confidently to others that are coming up.
And through that, she's also empowering other people to also start their own business or also be entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's very, very true. It also goes a long way to help. As I'm here like this, right now, I'm learning how to sew. Let's say I sew. What I'm wearing, I sewed it myself.
Oh, that's nice.
It's on me. So right now, I started, if I begin to start my own brand of fashion, my own house of fashion, how I started wouldn't be the same as where I'll be going.
Sure.
I would have to learn new things. I would have to incorporate certain skills that I never thought I'll be able to do at all. I'll be able to have possession of at all.
Okay. So meaning that right now, when you start the enterprise, you can call yourself an entrepreneur.
Yes,
sure.
But when you start everything anew with innovative and creative ideas with it.
Then from what you are saying, business came out of entrepreneurship.
Of course.
Entrepreneurship is the mother of business.
We can say that entrepreneurship is so with your story, Charlotte, your friend's story.
Yes.
We can say that the first person who started selling eggs. This person is an entrepreneur.
You don't know him, but yes, he's an entrepreneur because he was the first person to bring that idea out.
Yes.
So in that case, that person was an entrepreneur.
Sure. And then my friend was a businesswoman.
So there is really a thin line between the two. We should know how to swerve between them and manage everything and make everything work together.
Okay.
And the entrepreneurship too, it's not just for one person.
Okay.
It's not just for one person. All of us can go out there and do something when it comes to entrepreneurship. It's important we do it because the white offices will not be there forever.
No.
The government cannot provide as works forever.
Of course.
Definitely. Now people are dead, they are old, but they are still
working.
They are still working. We have ghosts in the offices taking for like 6 months. So we should actually step out of our comfort zone, try something new, be entrepreneurs.
Because you can't always wait for the government to offer you a job.
And it's not all the time you're going to get a job, and then it's not all the time that the country is going to get a lot of money. Like now, the country is very hard. Like there's no money in the
Africa
system.
itself, things are really, really hard and expensive now. So you have to step out of your comfort zone and do something productive for yourself and the nation at large. Sure.
So I think what I'll leave to the youth out there is that they should be innovative and they should be creative, because we learned that innovation is not only innate. You can learn to be creative. So you have to come out, learn to be creative, and also these leaders should be flexible in doing the volunteerism programs, because sometimes we have handicapped people who would always also want to volunteer. Online volunteering, for instance. Sure.
It's just limited to
you going to the sites. Yes.
They are not able to also engage. And I also think that there are a lot of agencies out there that take volunteers if you want to engage in volunteering activities. We have the Red Cross, the Red Cross Society, we have the United Nations, and a whole bunch. Just have to get to Google, get a little bit, and you are done. You contact them.
And what I also have to say is that there's a need to take risks, because there's a saying that taking risks, there's one thing in taking risks. It's either you lose or you gain more than what others already have.
Sure.
So there's a need to take risks.
Because life is full of risks.
Yes, that's very true.
Even you living is risky. Yeah.
You living is risky.
Sure.
You are there tomorrow, you are not.
Of
So you have to step out of your comfort zone, definitely.
Okay, so time is not our ally. We would like to end here. So we hope you enjoy this edition of the Daily Trend Show. But remember that the youth cannot only make a difference through volunteerism, but can also create sustainable situations in the society through youth entrepreneurship. You can follow us for more on all our social media handles: on Facebook, The Daily Trend at The Daily Trend TDT, and on YouTube, The Daily Trend, and the New World TV, The Daily Trend playlist. You can catch us live every Tuesday at 8:15 a.m. and at 4:15 p.m. If you missed the live show, don't worry. We have a repeat for you at Saturdays, 8:15 a.m. Thank you for joining us.